2 days a week.
Okay.
So, or no, they're both working, one's working 3, one's working 2, or they're both working 3 days a week. But Friday, my wife's gonna watch Theo, and the other days,
I'll watch
Zach's
it.
gonna be on, or Sarah's gonna be on, so they're gonna split it up. They don't have to pay for any sort of,
Mike's grandbaby.
And it's so much
babysitting.
better when you can do it yourself.
Golden Retrievers, isn't it?
Huh?
Golden Retrievers.
Especially these
Oh.
days.
Give me all the babies.
Yeah,
All
I
around.
know.
Give me all the babies.
Give me like 8 dogs.
So Bob will
But
expect
you
to
just
see
haven't had a
it
baby
last
to
week.
understand.
Saturday.
So,
Now I have
yeah,
a teeny.
Mhm.
they're
You know what's
Not the
interesting,
same.
my,
especially their lips.
my son just.
But then
When they're
you-
that little.
They do, but that's
Oh,
not,
kidding.
puppies
Well, he
are
made
dog.
me, he's
Worm.
on there for,
Is that right?
Hey, he's only 3.5 weeks old.
It'll
That's
be a
pretty
real
old.
thing.
I
So
don't
it
know.
kind of works.
Is this your only grandchild?
Yeah, first one.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yes, and he'll be a very good baby and roll them into having another.
Usually how it
Right,
works.
Barry?
I was gonna say, that's how it starts.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
You text him to see if he's gonna.
Got 2 under 2.
Around then.
Got tricked. Got hoodwinked.
They often come here.
Listen, the third and the fourth, Kate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Going
always
from
happens.
1 to 2 is the hardest.
Yeah,
After that, it's like.
yeah, well, I'm a huge Syracuse fan too, so I was used to zone defense, now we're on man-to-man.
Yeah.
Difficult,
Yeah.
it's difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, ever since I left the airline, I never want to be another commercial jet again. My brother-in-law used to live in Franklin, Tennessee, which is really nice.
Yeah, no, my kids were all, I had 3 of them, they're all pretty good. It's after they became adults that they got to be pains in the ass.
So Barry, we were reveling in a Syracuse win, Andy and Mike and Sue and I.
I mean, it's such a rare event nowadays, you gotta revel in it.
That second half, they were like, who am I watching? Is this the team I was watching the last few weeks?
I saw that I won't attempt to say his actual name, the Greek Freak was in,
Oh, yeah. Lost at the Cupo or
right.
something like that.
Yeah.
so when the second half started, I was like, did they sneak like New Jerseys out there, those NBA players?
How random was that? You know, there are these two guys, NBA players in the middle of the season, they show up at the Carrier Dome.
Yeah, why, did anybody say why?
There was some connection, their agent or something is an SU guy, and they actually spoke to the team, you know, took pictures.
Oh, yeah,
The one guy is like the best player in the NBA.
right.
Yeah. Won the championship last year, right?
Yeah, he's really good. But I was just, you know, why in the middle of the season, you know, random night off, I'm sure somebody flew him in, you know, flew him in and out.
Yeah, I figure someone has to pay them, right, or do something. I mean, obviously you get flown in and out for free, for sure.
Yeah, but still, you know, you're giving up a rare day off
Right.
for those guys, so I just was
Thank goodness they didn't go to the Duke game.
oh,
Jeez.
I'm still, that might have been the worst performance of a Syracuse team maybe ever.
I've gotten so what I do is I just sit in my easy chair and watch stuff with a wife, and then I bring it up on the phone at about halftime. And if they're in it, I'm like, okay, I'll go watch. If they're getting crushed, I'm like, okay, no reason to do that.
Weren't
That's
they
just gonna upset me. I'm like,
semi
okay.
in the Duke game at half?
From today.
Semi?
I don't think so.
They were down by 20 at half.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, if you wanna call it that. But you know, and the Wake Forest is a good team,
Wake
Yeah.
Forest is a real good team this year.
so that was,
They didn't play well against Syracuse, and I don't mean well, I mean, they would do what you're supposed to against that zone, get the ball in the center, right there at the foul line, but the guy didn't know what to do with it.
yeah, did you notice the guy would back out?
He would back out, or he just tried to put his head down and drive.
Right, instead of turning and facing, he'd like literally take it back outside, that played right into Syracuse's hands.
He literally would go back to the 2 guards up top.
Time after time, I noticed that too, but I do think the fans made a bit of a difference too, having a nice house. But yeah, and Gerard actually played a very good game.
Yes, he didn't
You know, he
just throw the
drove.
ball up.
Oh, he's so frustrating sometimes how he just throws the ball away.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else I thought played maybe the best
Wager on-
game I've seen him play? Is Benny Williams.
Yeah,
He only attempted one shot,
right.
and he got fouled and made a free throw, so.
Right.
That kid, every time he gets the ball, he turns, he goes up, he's got a good look
Never
for
makes
him,
Cool.
but he never makes
Never
it.
makes
it.
And, you know,
He's got a
kid,
pretty up.
if you want to play, you cannot just shoot every time you get the ball.
I think 3 or 4 more losses, you gotta put him in and just let him go.
Well, I do
You gotta
too.
get him some court
I
time.
mean, he's a five-star recruit. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's
this is
gotta
one of the
give him
top
some court
recruits in
time,
the
he's not gonna
nation.
get any better on the bench, that's for sure.
But, you know, that backup center, I thought, played well.
Yeah.
I forget what his name is.
Anselm?
Ansel.
Hmm.
Did you notice, like, he would roll off picks and he would get himself under the basket, and those guys were finding him.
This is the biggest jump, and I know he was kind of a perv and you shouldn't say anything with him, but this is the biggest jump I've seen any of Syracuse's centers make since Bernie Fine's been
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bernie Fine, it is issues, but boy, he could teach big men how to play.
He could. And he had his.
And he could barely teach little men how to play. But he was, he could teach, he definitely taught him, look, there's certain things that you knew.
My gosh, look at this guy's view.
Yeah, I know, he was a good coach, no doubt about it.
My baseball coach was
It's like everybody
Dave
can
Webb.
see.
He wanted to coach at Fed Lakes, and he was New Bayheim, New
No,
Bernie
you like
Fine.
to throw on the
No,
fireplace?
I like that.
You wanna sit around the fire?
Yeah.
That's all, when you're a big man,
What?
especially if you're a smaller man, go up,
I
Yeah.
didn't think
Yeah,
anything,
right.
I just kind of.
you know, get yourself in position, how do you move your feet, make sure you can take a hit and still put the ball in.
That's, yeah, that's why I wish Edwards, if he was a little stronger,
It only
bigger.
takes two.
He's got skills.
He does.
I was
No
telling
doubt.
Michael Wiley,
Here we are.
that's what our coach did with us, they took a corn broom,
Oh, right.
wrapped it in 3 towels, and then you just get your
Oh,
own.
the blue?
What about hammer on
blue one with
corn broom.
Yeah, I like that one, right? This one?
Yeah,
Oh, the
we can take it back.
Go up strong, lay it in soft, go up strong, lay it in soft.
Yeah, I mean, and you see the younger, players, you know, they
We are the
usually
teacher.
will always put the ball down or bring it down, the guards fight fit, and,
No,
you know, after a couple of years of coaching, they're keeping it up high, keeping it close,
The other-
and,
the
never
best-
goes blow your
You know
chest.
what, though?
Yeah.
Right
guy
now,
ever
I am
saw,
actually
ever
not.
do that was Bill Walton.
Hmm.
Remember Bill Walton? He'd
Yeah.
never bring the
Sure.
ball down.
No.
I mean, he'd always hold it 6'11".
He two-hand
Yeah.
outlet pass before he ever came down, like,
Nice.
before ever landed on the
He was
floor.
always up in the air.
Yeah.
Now, if you,
You're right, like, you know, Edwards is 6'11", but he brings it down, he's like 6 foot.
Yep,
Lame.
Yeah, well,
but he has looked twice the ball player he was last year.
oh, I agree.
He's gotten that much better.
We.
I think he's gonna get drafted. He's got a little bit of work to do, but I think he's that good.
Fun.
No, I would agree, I think he'll play pro in some level.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Playing hockey.
Jerry, I thought your, that was really
So
good,
fractured.
what you sent out this
I
morning.
thought I had a picture
That
of,
was taking this complex
situation,
situation, put it into, you know, really understandable. We got it to
Didn't
the
know what
board,
happened.
so hopefully they had a chance to read it.
You know what?
I know Sue would like you to
I have
start.
I said,
Back in,
because my husband.
I don't wanna get into
like,
phase one.
I'm looking at 16.
And then I'll be like, oh my God, really?
No
I said,
problem.
no,
And
getting
over
fine.
other
So
everybody.
I said.
yeah,
do
I tried to
not
keep it to 1 page, but it wasn't
text
possible.
me.
And
Broken.
I went up
Uh-huh,
to Bernie.
not broken.
So how's the family?
Started,
I don't want.
Good,
and I said,
no
hey,
complaints.
it's my 50th
Um,
birthday. My
Poor little
January was
boy.
annoying, because our
picture taken with,
our
Coach
firstborn Declan kept getting
zero.
like,
He does not do
quarantined
any of that on
through
game night.
daycare. He never ended
And I
up getting
said, oh, okay,
COVID,
well,
but
how about you? And he was
the
like,
rules are, like,
oh,
someone
this
gets
is
it
of course before,
they have to close for
only
10
like
days.
a year.
So I went to
before
daycare for like 3 days in January.
And Bernie,
Saturday night.
Yeah.
then I
Yeah,
mailed
figure out how
him the autograph.
Right.
Exactly. So,
He woke up in the morning.
Nice guy.
to go to
yeah, everything's fine.
basketball,
So,
Glad to hear it.
And
No
my
complaints.
husband sends me a
Glad to
picture of
hear
his arm all swollen.
Well, you're doing a great job on this. This is, when you went to basketball, talk about a complex project.
He went to go
It's
catch the
Pinnacle
ball
North
and he
and
was.
Oh.
restructuring
So we
it
just
to
passed it and
very
they took him out and
specific.
iced it the whole time.
Fractured or it wasn't? We got a good
Fractured
call,
in
Barry,
two
I'll tell
spots. I think it's like right under the elbow.
you. Just, did the memo he did
I don't know, I'm gonna
today,
go
I
to the
don't get a
doctor
chance to
tomorrow.
read
I
it
think
yet,
they'll
but that's
Test him.
really
tomorrow.
kind of
Lays
gives
it
the
out.
context in an understandable way.
Yeah.
There's so many entities involved, it's easy to get
He never
lost.
came
Yeah.
completely, like, he's fine.
Yeah, there's
It's very easy to get
And
lost.
now he's in this dumb cat.
a lot of names.
That
Lots
to
of
remember.
names.
he doesn't even know how to feed him.
And,
Different players,
Like-
people that have come in and,
Right.
yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be.
so we'll, Barry will lead us off tonight. Context is very important. Well, you hate to complain about the sun, but the sun doesn't.
Yeah, I had to move for a while, but
Yeah, it'll be gone.
now, as long as Bridget sits in front of the lower part,
Wait until it's up there and sneaking in that top window.
I think it's already dropped.
Oh, all right, yeah, you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
Was it already up there? Last meeting?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
wonderful to
one.
get the sun, though. I mean, it felt so nice today. So, Bridge, we're under control today, right? This is no longer FLCC. This is,
Right.
it's available and it's being recorded.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Dan.
In 4 minutes, we can do it.
We got Supervisor Marshall, and,
Wow.
so we need one more for a quorum.
It's 27 degrees out right now.
I don't know, I got shorts in the car, I think I can come on and go up to Parkview, hit some balls.
I've been enjoying the play-by-play recap for the last 20 minutes here.
Well, mostly heard about frustrated Syracuse fans, so hopefully that.
I'm still in a football state of mind.
Yeah, we were saying none of us are over the Bills loss yet. I'm not
No.
over it.
It didn't hurt to see KC lose in overtime, did it, Dan?
That didn't hurt, and it also didn't hurt to see Tom Brady not coming to the Super Bowl.
And then all the rumors about his retirement. I don't think he's retiring.
Right.
He hasn't confirmed
No.
it, but I think I heard that he doesn't want to upstage he'll wait until after the,
Hey, how we doing?
Oh, like the Super Bowl?
yeah. He'll wait until
How
after.
are you?
I think Kansas City, if I'm remembering the game correctly, he threw the pick like 13 seconds
Yeah.
into the overtime.
Oh, is that right?
Which, seemed like the curse that I was putting on them worked out successfully.
But the Bills have a friendly relationship with the Bengals.
You're right.
So there's that angle.
Yeah, they do.
also.
Andy Dalton. I remember that. Yeah, that was,
My high school gym teacher's son is the quarterback coach for the Bengals.
Really?
no kidding.
Dan Petrie, yeah.
He's doing a hell of a job.
It's nice to have a quarterback like that to work with.
Yeah.
You could link up with somebody like that, he could really move your career forward.
Mhm.
How much you think he makes for doing that?
I think that, believe it or not, my wife Googled it yesterday, it was like 220K,
Yeah,
something like that.
I would have guessed.
To be a quarterback.
Going forward.
Without you?
They're just working.
Yeah.
Well, there's no days off.
Because she wants to? Because it's a hobby?
Well.
Why doesn't she, why doesn't she do that thing up in the Adirondack?
What's my favorite
They-
HBO
they,
show is Hard Knocks.
New or
And, man,
My
water
husband-
charity, it kind of takes you inside
Husband did it.
what pro football is really like. And, oh my God, those coaches.
One of the first times I watched that, the Cowboys cut Danny Amendola, and that guy stayed around the league forever.
You're gonna have to do it with her.
He played this year somewhere, didn't he?
One of the funniest things I've ever seen on that was, Ryan Fitzpatrick, I forget what team he was with. Hey, Lou. Ryan Fitzpatrick, and it was during summer camp, and one of the receivers, he was throwing the ball. He said, Ryan, what was it like playing with Bart Starr? And then everybody, the whole team just broke up laughing.
No? Oh, yeah, we do.
Want to go over there? There's a little more separation.
And here.
Oh, yeah, you got a nameplate and everything.
There we go.
Hey,
How are you?
good, how are you?
Well, it's 5:00 and we have a quorum, so we might as well
We
jump
got a
right in.
quorum.
You ready, Bridget?
Mhm.
All right, cool. And I will call the Industrial Development Agency to order. And we'll jump right into new business. And for new business, before we get crazy, we're gonna have Barry step in and tell us what we're gonna be looking at in new
Do you
business.
want to maybe recognize, who's on the?
Yeah, let's recognize everybody on the Zoom. Dan Marshall's here.
Supervisor?
Just give me a, hey, you got a list there, I can?
I believe we have John Goodwin,
John Goodwin,
city manager,
Dan Unrath,
and Dan, city councilman. Do we have anybody else?
Tom O'Gara,
From, the Chase?
Dave?
Mike Nadolo, Dave,
Our consultant.
can't read that far, Thomas Lyon, Dave
How?
or who? Greg Barkstrom, and AJ Mangan. Is that everybody, Bridget?
I think so.
And Dave Howe is the
Thank you.
counsel for the city of Canandaigua, I believe.
All right, and then
And, there's Deb Brown.
Now we have Deb.
Deb Brown, okay. All right, go ahead, Barry.
Sure. So I thought it'd be helpful to give everyone a recap of the North Shore Phase 1, 1A, and 2 through 5 transactions, and to update what's occurred since December when we last met to talk about Phase 1. So as you all may remember, this was a PIF transaction, or PIF pilot, or pilot increment financing, where a portion of the pilot payments were permitted to be used to pay debt service on an infrastructure loan to help make the development of the Pinnacle North project feasible. So the original transaction was closed in 2015. It was amended again in 2018 with a single development company, Canandaigua Lakefront, and common ownership among all of the phases. Since that time, due to the federal investigation that involved Bob Morgan, Phase 1 was transferred to a new owner in lieu of foreclosure. That was Steep Rock Capital, who came in to take over Phase 1. Phase 1A is Young Lion Brewing, and that was built along with Phase 1. And Phases 2 through 5 were never constructed due to the inability to get financing once the federal investigation began. So as part of that, the documents were still sort of all interlinked, cross-defaulted, even though we had separate owners for Phase 1, Phase 1A, and Phases 2 through 5. So in December, there was a request by Phase 1 to continue their pilot under a new pilot agreement. They're not asking for any new benefits. They're just asking for a continuation of the existing pilot. And so the board met and approved going forward and holding a public hearing for Phase 1. After that, a request came in from Phase 1A, which is Young Lion Brewing, to continue their pilot agreement as well. And so we postponed the public hearings for Phase 1 to permit Phase 1A to come in with their request, which was to continue their pilot for the remainder of the term on the same economics, similar to what was approved for Phase 1. With the current PIF pilot structure in place, the construction loan on Phase 1 cannot be refinanced because a default on any phase is a default under the PIF pilot and would allow for enforcement of remedies. And so splitting up this transaction will allow Phase 1 to have its own pilot, Phase 1A to have its separate pilot, and Phases 2 through 5 to go back on the tax rolls. Any questions about the overview?
So in other words, we're really not doing anything differently than what the original pilot deal was, correct?
correct. The economics for phase one and phase 1A are intended to be the same as what was approved under the prior PIP pilot.
Except about the grieving there. Phase 1A has asked that they be able to grieve their assessment. If they were successful in that, that could change the economics.
Yeah, so one nuance for phase 1A is that they're willing to move forward accepting sort of the pilot schedule as was approved under the PIF, but they think that they are assessed too high, and they would like the ability to challenge that assessment in the future. If they're successful in challenging that assessment, their pilot payments in the future could be reduced. The IDA's, standard documents that we use for these transactions would permit a company to challenge their assessment, and if they were successful, to obtain credits against future pilot payments. So that's not necessarily different than how we would treat a normal project, but it is something to note.
Okay, anybody have any questions of Barry? Anybody on Zoom have any questions for Barry? Or should I say, any board members on Zoom have questions for Barry? Hearing none, we'll move forward. Pinnacle North phase 1A, and I'll let Sue introduce.
The gentlemen from La Chase that are here, I saw Tom O'Gara, and I'm not sure who else.
Craig Marks.
Is Greg here also?
Yep.
Good. And Jerry Goldman?
I don't think Jerry is joining us. I don't know if Jen Newman is on from Young Lion, but I think we thought she would pop by.
I don't think she's here.
No, see her currently. What, which one, who's speaking for me, is it Gary?
So Tom, are you or Greg, you wanna go ahead and introduce your project?
Sure. So thank you everybody for having us here, and I apologize for doing this in a kind of piecemeal manner with the phase 1 and the 1A request. But essentially our request is mirroring what theirs is, which is to keep the current economics of the pilot the same. I think originally when the project was intended, the pilot was granted with the intent of common ownership over all parcels. Barry mentioned that there had been some incidents that no longer made that feasible. So as a result, we're gonna have 3 separate owners on 3 of the parcels, which was really never intended and was never what the project kind of contemplated. So in order to sustain the economics that we went into, we're requesting that the pilot benefits that 1A had been afforded remain the same on 1A under the similar economic terms. And the reason being is that, in order to attract a tenant like Young Lion, the pilot was necessary. The pilot gave us stability, it gave us tax incentives, and we were able then to go enter into a long-term lease with at the point they were just a startup company. And I think you can see now the pilot's benefits. Young Lion they employ anywhere between, I think, 8 to 12 people. They bring people, tourists to the North Shore of Canandaigua Lake. They're really more of a manufacturer. This plant is really more of a manufacturing because it operates as their brew house that distributes product to all over the Finger Lakes region. And that would not have been possible but for the long-term benefits of the pilot and locking into a rate that we did over the 20-year period. So really all we're requesting now is that those economics remain the same. So the lease that we are operating under with Young Lion can stay the same, so that Young Lion can continue to be a thriving business and a destination for the North Shore of Canandaigua Lake. And then I think Sue mentioned before, I think the only tweak or nuance is that we just request this be pilot based on assessment, so it gives us the opportunity to grieve the assessment at a later date, and if we're successful, that would be reflected in that. But for now, the current economics are gonna stay the same, nothing, we don't anticipate anything changing with the lease. And then one other important point is that we understand that this will all be conditioned on all of the outstanding taxes being brought due, and that will happen with this application. I think we want what everybody on this call wants, which is taxes to be paid on time and a thriving business on the North Shore of the lake. So we're just requesting these benefits be extended so that we can kind of more accurately reflect the current ownership and current economics of this Pinnacle North property. I'll be happy to take any questions or thoughts that the board may have.
Anybody have any questions for Mr. O'Gara?
I have one. Actually, I have two, sorry. How long, I think we were gonna extend it to the end of the year, was that correct? And the second question is, how long of a lease did Young Lions sign?
I think the request was to extend the pilot through the current term under the current the current structure. So I think it's another 19 years. Barry, correct me if I'm wrong. And
Yeah, it's 19 years until 2041.
Okay,
and then Greg, do you have I thought the lease term was equally as long, but Greg, do you have the?
Yes, so the initial term is through mid 2027, and then they have 2 5-year options after that. So.
okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Just so the board for recollection, this structure initially in 2015 was approved by the city, the school district, and the county, formally by the boards of supervisors. That's not required in this case, but the deal that still stands with these economics were approved by the municipalities formally, because they needed to for the PIF, correct, Barry?
That's correct, because we in essence were altering the pro rata share among each of the taxing jurisdictions by taking a portion of the pilot payments to pay debt service. We needed each taxing jurisdiction to formally agree to that structure and to the amount of payments that they would ultimately receive.
And just a little more history, stop me if it's too much, but this those of you who weren't here then, this was a polluted site that needed to be cleaned up so that the phase 1 and phase 1A could be built. So that was part of the financing, was to provide the ability to clean the site up.
And it needed special footers also because of the soil conditions.
Soil conditions were very poor. This was a city landfill at one time. So this is a remarkable cleanup of this and established the project as it sits today.
I do have one question. The phase 1 is obviously the structure with condominiums, et cetera.
Yeah,
So,
rental, all rental.
all rental, right? So that's a little bit different than, I mean, what are our benchmarks for, for fulfilling the requirements of the pilot in this case? Because usually it's jobs, right? So this isn't jobs, obviously.
Well,
So
and phase 1A is jobs.
phase 1A is jobs, right?
So,
And phase 1 does have some jobs because there's bottom level retail.
there's,
Okay,
and
all right.
there's about 5 people associated full-time with the maintenance. It's a fairly large project, so there are about 5 jobs.
Okay, and that's all, they've fulfilled all those
Yes,
obligations?
and so is phase 1A.
Okay.
Has the retail
Any other
portion of phase 1 been filled yet?
I believe some of it has, Dan, but not all. Sue?
I think most of it has.
Most of it
Yeah.
Now, it's,
Okay.
I think there's one
I believe it's about, and I'm gonna, this is Greg Barkstrom. I believe there's about 4,000 feet remaining.
In phase one.
Yes.
You get all that, Dan?
I did, thank you.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? If not, we'll entertain a motion.
Are you looking for two separate motions or, I guess,
So to clarify, we need a motion for, to hold a
For each
Public hearing for phase
each
1A.
one?
But we already approved the motion to hold a public hearing for phase one, but we postponed it due to this request.
Okay.
okay. All right, I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, says we're on Zoom by way of roll. Andy,
Aye.
Lou,
Aye.
I believe Deb's on there.
Aye.
Dan?
Aye.
Do we have any other board members out in the peanut gallery? I think that's everybody.
No, Don.
I think that's everybody. Okay, motion carried. On to the consultant contract.
We had hired MRB Group to do the cost benefit analysis and a test of reasonableness for phase one. They've put quite a bit of time into doing that analysis. And we'd like to also have MRB Group do an analysis and cost benefits for phase 1A. Be a separate test and cost benefit. And so we need a little bit more funding to pay MRB Group. We do get reimbursed at closing for this work.
Just so the board, I'm sorry, Sue, go ahead.
In talking with Michael Indolo, who I think is on the call.
Yes, I am. Yep.
He was thinking, $12,000 more would be plenty.
This is just by way of some background, the phase 1 and 1A and kind of pulling this apart, restructuring it, getting into the weeds requires a lot of help. And we've gotten deep into the weeds in terms of all the numbers, what is owed, what is not paid, in terms of there are some payments that weren't made and need to be caught up to speed. And to make sure all parties understand exactly and agree to what those numbers are. So we've had Michael and Indolo do, frankly, spreadsheet after spreadsheet, working with Barry and our Michael to make sure that all of this is accurate, given the complexity of this deal and the PIF and the structure, and now the restructuring of all this. So there has been a lot of work that has gone into this. And I'm sure, Michael, you can comment. But anyhow, that's the reason, we're looking to cover this expense. Now, I want the board to understand that this will be billed back, to the developers, phase 1A and phase 1 folks at closing. So it's not our the board's pocket, but it will be paid from the closings of those projects.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion from Dan.
I'll make a second.
A second from Lou. Any further discussion on increasing the increased cost? All those in favor of paying?
I do have one question. What is the original cost?
$8,000 was authorized,
Was authorized.
Oh, so we're going up 4 is what you're saying, or is it additional 12?
an additional 12.
So it went from 8 to 20.
Yes. We worked with, the pilot is billed by an accounting group. You might recall we hired an independent accounting group, ESPR, and they had one of their staff members been doing the billing, and it required a lot of work with them also.
I have a motion and a second. Any other questions? All those in favor? Do it by roll call.
Aye.
Andy, Lou,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Deb,
Aye.
and I myself am aye, motion carried. I think that's everybody out there, correct? All right, So on to old business. We'll get right into Bob and his airport.
Okay.
So,
For the board tonight, I have a resolution to accept a FAA offered grant for apron design. This is, as we discussed in our previous airport committee meeting, basically three locations, taxi lane, apron, and a new apron area for the terminal. This has been submitted in our airport capital plan and budgeted to do the design work. This is all the engineering work to design all this repavement and additional pavement. The IDA's share of this would be, I think, $17,500. The overall cost of the project exceeds $100,000, so we're reaching out to getting a couple independent fee estimates. But this resolution is to accept the grant and have Sue sign off on it as acting executive director of the IDA.
all right. So we have a motion to accept the grant.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Lou,
Second.
seconded by Andy. Any discussion on accepting the grant?
Just confirming this is already budgeted.
Already
In the budget,
budgeted, yes, okay. All right, hearing no other questions, we'll do it by way of roll call. Andy,
Aye.
Lou,
Aye.
Deb,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
and I myself am an aye. Motion carried. On to the next one, Bob.
Again, as we discussed in the airport committee meeting, we have some options we've been considering for our conventional hangar grant funds. And one of them would be potentially to purchase existing hangars, but we need an appraisal. So I've got a quote for an appraisal for a restricted appraisal for $2,200. This is likely to be recoverable by the grant, 95% on that grant. So I'm requesting I guess a motion to proceed with that expense.
Question,
Yes, sir.
what is a restricted appraisal?
It's limited in scope. It gives you a good base estimate. I don't think they go into as much detail, from my understanding. There's a full bullet appraisal, which would be probably 2 or 3 times the cost. And what we're looking for, Dan, is enough to go to the state DOT, who's offered this grant to us, with a good idea of the values that we're looking at to acquire these hangars. So that's why
this appraisal will should satisfy the grant takers or the state, I take it, right?
It should, yes. I mean, they would still have to accept our proposal to use the funds in this manner, but we have to have these really in hand to really kind of have a discussion about it. And we've pretty much exhausted the options that we've already discussed about with this fund. Since
Okay.
we did put out the bid last fall or last spring, and the pricing came in more than double what we've got money to spend for a hangar, and still able to achieve the objective of the grant.
Thank you.
Can I ask why the current owners want to sell?
They don't necessarily want to sell. We have a lease agreement, and we would still, again, we could offer to make an arrangement with the current owner. But it's basically there's a two-way street with that agreement.
I guess what I'm asking, would we lose a user of the airport if we bought the hangar?
It's possible, yeah.
Is that a concern, or?
Some less, not too much to me.
It'd be addition by subtraction for a few people, let's put it that way.
Okay.
The Canandaigua Air Center. Thing, and Chris Schubert now.
Okay.
But he could also lease it back.
You could lease it back.
Lease it back and continue his operations. It is beneficial to have somebody with those skills, aircraft maintenance, right, Bob? paving aircraft.
Absolutely, yeah, it certainly benefit them.
The bottom line is we wouldn't be forcing him out. It would be his decision if we purchased the building, whether he stayed or not.
Otherwise, this is potential loss grant money, and, this is a good option. We have, we would have more control or,
Yeah.
structures on the facility,
Understand.
so, and the airfield, so.
All right.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion from Andy.
Second,
Seconded by
second,
Dan.
Marshall.
All right, second by Dan. Any further discussion? All those in favor by way of roll, Andy,
Aye.
Lou,
Aye.
Deb,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
I myself am an aye. Motion carried. And we're gonna go, Bob, we're gonna send Bob to a symposium in Tennessee. The airport committee already supported this with, thumbs up if he wishes to go, so we'll go through it if Bob wants to explain it to us.
It's a typical annual conference of the airport executives. Typically, I attend the conference in Hershey. This is a little different chapter, a little farther away. But it's also a good opportunity because it's relevant to our existing challenge of looking at business development on the airport. And I've been invited to sit on the panel as to cover our perspective as it's fairly unique with regard to general aviation airport and IDA ownership and where we are relative to other general aviation airports. They have other panelists sitting from Tennessee or Georgia and Florida additionally to have this discussion. Plus it's a 3-day educational experience around business planning and airport development.
I'll make a motion to approve the expense.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Carried. We can do it by way of roll call, but I heard y'all that time.
We spaced it out.
Spaced it out, perfect.
Spaced it out.
Now we're gonna get right into the, administration, go to annual report, Sue.
Yes, we have a quote here from Dixon Schwabel for our ABO required annual report. The OCEDC has already voted to pay for half of this report, and we're asking the OCIDA to pay the other half of this report. Total cost they have kept in the same range as it's been, or in fact a little less, and it's $9,112.50 for the
We
annual
did this
report.
last year. We split it.
We split the cost last year.
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure I heard you. In comparison to last year, how's this figure?
It's a little bit less than last year.
How did that happen? Okay.
Are we required to put this out to bid? I mean, we use them every year, which is fine. I just wondered, is it not
I
required?
don't know, maybe defer to Ed, but I think it's a professional service that, we can make a selection.
Right.
Split the cost too, it goes under
If it's under $5,000.
Okay.
Right. But they did a real good job last year.
Yeah, I don't have any complaints. I just wondered.
Familiar, and we've been working on it now for
Yeah.
several weeks since the OCEDC approved their share, and I think we'll have a very, very interesting annual report.
I have a motion on the annual report.
I'll move it.
I'll
Dan.
move it.
I had a motion from Dan, seconded by Andy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, I heard everybody and I'm an aye. Motion carried. Infographics, Mike.
Yeah, the infographic is a thing we did last year. It was very popular, frankly, and I think very revealing of what's happening in our county. But it's, how would I describe it, Sue? It's a bunch of graphics that show how our county stacks up to the region, the state, the nation, and a variety of indicators. We worked with Peter Fairweather last year. Peter has been our strategic planning consultant for many, many years. And he's really good at this data. There's some new data that I'd like to see if Peter could check out for us, see if it's appropriate. A couple things that we've noticed, over the past year, this county was indicated as the, believe it or not, the second most diverse economy in the United States by a county. And that's a huge strength that we have. And in that, there's a lot of numbers that we would like to look at. And then the other one was we're only one of 2 counties in the state that's seen a net in-migration over the last, I forget what it was, several.
10 years.
10 years.
Between 2010 and 2020.
So these are the kind of data points that we like to illustrate in the infographics so that this board, all of our internal stakeholders and external people can really see the difference that these boards and this program is making in economic development. So Peter's cost for that was 2,000. Get the number.
You had the notes.
It's on the bills.
I want to say,
How much?
January.
Could be below.
like $1,900.
Yeah, it was right below.
No, it's not,
No,
it's not on the bills yet.
in the bill, yeah.
Okay, I believe it's under 2,000.
Yeah, because they make it not to exceed 2,500, that makes
Or
it
even 2,000, I think.
2,000, not to exceed 2,000.
There you go.
Is that our share, is does,
No, we
have to-
split it
So
again.
that's our, or that's.
Our share will be
total.
1,000.
Right, I got you.
Yep.
I'll make the motion to obtain it.
All right. Motion from Lou,
I'll second. It's Deb.
seconded by Deb. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I am an aye myself. Any opposed? Hearing none, carried. Finger Lakes works with their hands.
Yes, the Finger Lakes Workforce Investment Board has traditionally had 3 different events for high school students to learn about their career exploration. One being Finger Lakes Works with Their Hands, which I know Mike Davis has been involved with. Another one for agriculture and another one for healthcare. And this year, they're going to combine the 3 events into one big event and hold it at FLCC in May. And they are asking if we want to sponsor any part of it. In the past, the IDA has given $1,200 for the, I want to say the agriculture event. But these are the opportunities we have to sponsor something if we wanted to sponsor this event again.
Yeah, we sponsored it in the past. I mean, again, COVID has made changes to these events. The Finger Lakes Works with Their Hands, Mike went on for what, 12 years easily, maybe more?
Yeah, I think that it didn't go last year, and it would have been the 13th year last year, so this will be.
And we try to get a lot of students to these events, and I believe the EDC paid for bus transport for Ontario County students. I mean, there are ways that we can impact this. We're kind of holding our breath that this can happen, frankly, given surges in COVID, but if it can, it will be quite an event at the college during one of their, after the.
Mike, is this the program that Brian Young used to be pretty involved with?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian used to do the heavy equipment. on it.
Yeah, he and his family would do the heavy equipment. I mean, it was really a tremendous program, and I know Mike Davis is, his organizations, and especially IBEW was very much involved in sponsoring these. So
For the ag one, they used to go to different farms
Right.
and see how
Yeah.
the equipment, but now it will be at FLCC.
and the healthcare one is very hands-on, as much as it can be, so people can get some experience.
Do you have a recommendation for the amount?
In the past, we've done $1,200, and
And that was
Say
for
it-
one component of it. This is for all 3, correct? But we
Yes.
only gave to the one component in the past.
yes,
Yeah, I mean, Lou, I'd recommend $2,000 as a sponsorship.
I was gonna say, we didn't do it last year, double it up this year.
Yep.
I'd go 2,400.
We're talking about
2,400 for a gold event sponsor? I hear a motion
I'd
from
make that
Dan to do
motion.
a gold event,
I'll second.
seconded by Lou. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, so we're sponsoring the enlarged Finger Lakes Works for their kids.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you
And
very
now,
much.
we're into the minutes.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion from Lou to approve the minutes,
Second, Marshall.
seconded by Dan Marshall. Any discussion on the minutes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, minutes are accepted. Invoices for payment, Mike and Bob. It's kind of like a radio show, Mike and Bob.
All right.
Kind of like that.
There's, some additional expenses, I think, because, it's been 5 weeks since our last meeting. Utilities are pretty much, in line with what we see this time of year, plus the water bill came. Labor, general property labor is up because of, the extra week and, additional, I think we had a couple snow events in there too. Anything says Loomer Curve is for parts for signs, runway signs. Paid Gene Crispin, County with taxes for, I believe they go to special districts, fire and fire and water. The big expense was for replace the broom bristles on the wafers on the broom. That's the $4,000 from Northern Supplies. It was tough getting competitive quotes on that, but that's probably, I think there's only 2 manufacturers on that. So we've got that backed up. What else we got? Annual 6 months of marketing from Amy for website management. Then we got fuel and for heat and fuel for equipment. And the last item is we discussed in the airport committee is non-capital purchase, which we for equipment for a ground power unit to power aircraft. It's on our equipment plan. It was budgeted. So that was a good deal. I've got supporting paperwork to support the value of that ground power unit. So we do most of the maintenance on it anyway. That's it for the bills that I have.
All right, Bob, you said again that Jim Cole, 10,788, that's the snow removal?
Yeah, that's general labor for
General
equipment
labor,
maintenance
yeah.
and that's for 4 or 5 weeks and additionally for a snow event. I think we have 2 in there. So that one snow event usually adds up to about $2,000.
Okay, Mike, you got anything exciting to add?
No, not really. The first one is just that little piece of parcel, the taxes that we own in Geneva. It goes up against the railroad tracks. That's the $10.26. Mike's first payment for the month of January. Unberg and Kessler bill, that's about at some mileage. So.
All right, we have a motion to pay the bills.
I'll move it.
I have a motion from Andy,
I'll second. It's Deb.
second by Deb. Any discussion on the bills? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Dan? All right.
Yep. Aye.
Any opposed? None carried. Okay. And we're gonna go into, we should have received reports, airport update and the financial statements. If there are no questions on them for either Mike or Bob, I'll just entertain a motion to accept those reports.
They came with the emails, right?
Yep.
They did? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make
make
the
that
motion, Mike. I'll make the motion.
I have a
Marshall.
motion, from Dan, second from Andy.
Yep.
All right. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, I'm an aye. Motion carried. Then before we get out of here, we have a need to move the next meeting up to the 14th. Does anybody have any problems with that being moved up to the 14th? Still gonna be Zoom.
Yeah, how romantic. Huh?
Still gonna be Zoom, so.
Well, we would hopefully have the public hearings for phase 1 and 1A just before the IDA meeting, and hopefully board members Could attend to hear.
It's gonna be a Zoom meeting as far as the, public hearing too.
Yes.
Are we talking February 14th?
February 14th.
Valentine's Day.
I have a town board meeting. I can't be there.
Okay.
I will be Zooming.
All right, you can be Zoom. Andy, can you make it?
Yes.
I can make it. Deb?
Let's hope.
Okay.
Mike, Dan again.
Yes.
Starting at 5 o'clock via Zoom. I could probably be there. I could be there for a while and I may have to leave early, that's all.
When are we starting the public hearing? Is that 5?
No, that would start earlier.
Yeah, public hearing would start earlier, Dan, if you wanna come to that.
Okay, sounds good.
They'll be on Zoom.
It'll be on Zoom, so.
So we'll do what, so 3 and 4 we were talking about?
Are you requesting that we attend the public hearing as well?
If you can attend, yes.
Or if you can
can't,
look
that's
in.
okay too.
You know,
Okay.
it'll all be on Zoom. Our Chairman Mike said he would be there.
I'm gonna come and sit
You'll
here.
put that out as a meeting invitation?
Yes, we
Yeah.
will.
Okay.
All right, so it looks like we should have a quorum on the 14th, so that should be all right. Dan can be here for part-time. Deb says she looks like she can make it. I can make it. We've got 5.
I'm on call.
You're on call?
I hope I'll be there.
Okay, and get a hold of Kelly.
Predictable.
Yes, and we'll check with Kelly and
Check with
Don.
Kelly and Don.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we'll move forward with that, and with that, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Motion,
Second.
motion and a second, all in this room, all those in favor?
Aye.
Outstanding, everyone have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Good job, Mike.
Okay.
Great job. On the very next one would be the next meeting. There,
When would be the next time?
I would, if everything goes,
At the end of March?
on the 14th, I would